South endzone would not have been possible without your support. Through the stock sale in 2011, we generated over $64 million, and all that money went directly up into the south endzone.
Thank you, everybody. Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Green Bay Packer land, right? It's usually really hot here. It's nice. I want to talk a little bit. 1992 is my first year here with the Green Bay Packers. I was hired by the great Ryan Wolf, and I came up here in the middle of January. And my hometown of Houston, Texas, it was 75 degrees, and when I landed here at Austin Strobel, it was a -10. But there have been a lot of changes over the years. A lot of changes in the building, facilities, the stadium here, as you see. 2012 was a good season, but we're never quite satisfied. There are very high standards here with the Green Bay Packers. We understand that. We understand there was disappointment at the end. In terms of last year, I'd like to thank the players. They are our heart and soul. They had a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice. Their effort, dedication, and leadership was essential to our success. They stayed together. It was a great locker room atmosphere, the whole thing. And they were resilient through a sometimes very difficult season. A few words about Coach McCarthy. He's not only a good coach, but he's an excellent motivator, excellent leader. January 2006, we were looking for the right man to lead this team as head coach. His actions and work has validated that decision, and we all, especially myself, I thank God every day that he's the Green Bay Packers head coach.
Monday. It was a difficult time, and of course, it was a difficult time for the league. We were going through a difficult labor situation with our officials. There was a lockout. We were using replacement officials, and I guess the good thing that came out of it was we ended the lockout. I'll just share a funny story. That morning in Seattle, the morning of the game, my wife and I were having breakfast, and I think this was the second or third week of the season, and there have been some issues with the replacement officials, and my wife Laurie said, Mark, what's it going to take to end this dispute? And I said, well, it's probably going to come down to, in a nationally televised game, a huge mistake that could cost the team a game. Little did I realize it would be us about 10 hours later. But, I would say, when you go through difficult situations like that, you often find out a lot about people and organizations, and I was very proud of the way our organization handled a difficult situation, and I think particularly Mike McCarthy, he was a point person on it, and just handled it very, very successfully. And enter into earlier this offseason with Aaron Rodgers and Clay Matthews were really, really significant. I mentioned this last year, the Packers Heritage Trail, and we're very, very supportive of this. This is a trail down in downtown Green Bay. Really does a great job of promoting the Packers' history and tradition, and really shows the connection the team has had with downtown Green Bay over the years. There's 22 plaques, and this fall they're going to construct a monument. A monument will be located at the corner of Washington and Cherry Streets in downtown, and will really serve as a trailhead. And I encourage you, if you get a chance to go downtown, learn a lot of things about the Packers' history. briefly, I would mention, most players, don't leave the game the way they want. It ends before they want, and it's usually kind of messy. And I was so pleased with Donald, and I think it's a tribute to him and to the organization, that we had this special ceremony, and it was just tremendous to see the fans come out and to really honor one of the great players in Packer history in Donald Driver. I tell you, Dave, we couldn't be more happy for you. It's so deserving, and for those who wait, good things come, and you certainly deserve it. And we are going to have a special ceremony on December 8th, our game against the Falcons, where we'll officially recognize Dave and put his name up on the walls. Negative impact. The parents look at it and say, football's too dangerous. I don't want my son playing football. And that would then start to erode not only your future players, but also your fan base. And so that's something, as a league, we're very aggressive. We want to make the game as safe as possible. Continue to be very competitive, and year in and year out, to be able to compete for a Super Bowl championship. A couple things that I would highlight. We have outstanding employees, we've got excellent personnel we talked about in terms of football. Ted and Mike have an outstanding working relationship. That's a real key. We have a young and talented roster. We have an excellent quarterback. And I hate that. I'm an old defensive player, and I hate to give too much credit to one position, but the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. And if you don't have a good quarterback, it's difficult to compete. And we have the best quarterback in the NFL. I think our renovated stadium and atrium will really serve us well for the future. We'll see the benefits of those changes for years to come. But last, the thing that gives me the most confidence is our organizational structure. And a big part of that is you. The shareholder support and the fan support that we get is unparalleled, and it's the biggest advantage that we have as an organization. And thank you very much for all you do for us. Meeting. Just a few brief closing remarks. First, I just want to thank you for your time today, your patience, and staying through the meeting. But also, just thank you for your support. You are the best owners in the NFL.